How disappointing is this one?
Looks like the fastest car got in a hurry to get to the wreck. Logano was by far the fastest car today. Saw a lot of laps led, and he could about do anything. The Penske cars were very strong. And we still got 20 laps to go, and he's trying to go through the middle and make a hole that isn't there, and just created chaos.
The 2025 Daytona 500, NASCAR's premier event, has become the center of controversy. Allegations of rule violations and criticism from drivers and fans have emerged. This report examines the key events during and after the race, focusing on incidents involving Kyle Busch and Joey Logano and NASCAR's response to the criticism. The 2025 Daytona 500 was characterized by unpredictable weather and multiple on-track incidents. The race began with high energy but was quickly interrupted by weather delays. This marked the 6th time in 14 years that weather had delayed the Daytona 500. High winds and heavy rain created a long stoppage, with track drying efforts lasting hours. At 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time, cars returned to the track for 9 caution laps before being sidelined again. At the time of the second delay, Ryan Blaney held the lead. Racing resumed at 6:22 p.m. ET, with Joey Logano quickly surging ahead. Logano battled for position alongside William Byron and Austin Cindric, controlling much of the early race. He led through 65 laps and won Stage 1. However, Logano's momentum stalled when Zane Smith spun out, bringing out the caution. A multi-car wreck on lap 71 reshuffled the field, involving Ross Chastain, Helio Castroneves, Riley Herbst, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Justin Allgaier, John Hunter, Nemechek, Cody Ware, Martin Truex Jr., and Jimmy Johnson. Chastain, Truex, and Castroneves sustained race-ending damage, while others fought to recover. Logano's strong run hit another snag when a piece of debris lodged in his car's throttle body, forcing him to slow down. After a quick pit stop, his team resolved the issue, and he fought his way back into contention. The race took a dramatic turn on lap 186 when a significant incident occurred involving Joey Logano and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This crash collected multiple cars, including that of Kyle Busch, who was running in 5th position at the time. The incident sparked immediate controversy and set the stage for the ensuing debate over race rules and their enforcement. Running 5th, Logano dived from the top lane to the middle lane. Stenhouse blocked, and there was contact. Logano bounced off Kyle Busch's car on the inside, and then contact with Stenhouse turned Stenhouse into Ryan Blaney, and Busch. Also collected were Noah Gragson, Chase Elliott, Todd Gilliland, and Cole Custer. Following the crash, Kyle Busch voiced strong criticism of Joey Logano's driving tactics. Busch, who finished 34th after being caught up in the incident, stated,
"You got to know how wide your race car is to be able to find a hole that it'll fit in, and he obviously doesn't know that."
He further added, "Hate it for all of our guys on the Zone Chevrolet. We had a fast car and we were in position and just kind of biding our time and seeing what was going to happen next." This criticism was echoed by Jeff Gordon, vice chairman of Hendrick Motorsports. When asked if drivers were making poor decisions during the race, Gordon interjected, "Joey did." William Byron, the eventual race winner, agreed, saying, "Yeah, that's fair." Logano, who led 43 laps before finishing 35th, provided his perspective on the incident. He explained, "From my perspective, I felt like to win the race, I had to get to the second row in my line. There I was in 3rd and needed to get to 2nd. I saw the opportunity to drop down and get underneath the Stenhouse and have Noah Gragson, another Ford, behind me. Then Stenhouse threw a late block there." Logano further elaborated on the chain of events, stating, "I checked up for it, and it looked like he was going to go back up and grab the top lane, so I went back in to try and close the gap again, but he kept coming down. I am checking up, but at that point the checkup has already happened behind me, and everybody is all over each other. Can't get out of it, and then we made contact. It is unfortunate." He added,
"I don't know if I mean, what to do differently, at the moment. I mean, it's easy to say just don't make the move, but not making the move doesn't win the race either."
Stenhouse, who finished 18th, offered his view of the incident. He told Fox Sports, "I feel like the holes were pretty small he was trying to fill. I got a couple late blocks on him as we were making our runs up through there. We were still 10 to go. I was hoping he would stick with me, him and Corey LaJoie. We were getting ready to drive to 1st, 2nd, and 3rd with still 10 to go." The controversy surrounding the race extended beyond the on-track incident to include NASCAR's enforcement of its damaged vehicle policy. Kyle Busch, after being involved in the crash, attempted to return to the race but was deemed ineligible under the new DVP rules. This decision led to further criticism from Busch towards NASCAR officials. Busch expressed his frustration on social media, stating, "Parked by at NASCAR officials. Rule says you have 3 attempts to make minimum speed. The race never went back green yet. I don't even think they know their own rules or procedures." He further explained his perspective in a post-race interview, he said.
I had 4 flat tires out there, and we have these air jack systems in the car, mandatory by NASCAR, and the guy carries around an empty air bottle to plug up to the car. So couldn't plug it up so I could make my own return back to pit road.
Busch continued.
Said I just wanted to push, so they decided for 3 laps to figure out how to hook it up to tow us back in. Towed us into a work area where our guys reviewed the car, looked over the car, didn't see anything massively wrong. All the wheels were pointed in the right direction. We put 4 new tires on it to go back out to basically see what the next process was going to be for us.
He added,
and then was told that if you need to work on it and repair it, you got to go back to that place. But if you go back to that place, they park you. So what are we supposed to do to continue to work on it now that we've got 4 new tires on it and all the wheels are pointed in the right direction?
In response to the growing controversy, NASCAR officials provided clarification on the DVP rule and addressed Busch's criticism. Mike Ford, NASCAR's managing director of communications, explained the situation on the Hauler Talk podcast. Ford stated, "It's a new rule, and it's probably going to take some getting used to, but this is a rule that was reiterated a few times during Speed Week stuff. There was a lot of time spent on this particular piece of the rule. When they're done with repairs, you have one opportunity to leave the garage and reach minimum speed in 3 consecutive green flag laps. What the 8th car did was leave the garage and then come back. And if you come back to the garage, you're out of the race," Ford added. That message didn't get to Kyle. There were drivers who came in and asked that question. So Kyle came out of the media center and ripped NASCAR without knowing the rule. Didn't feel like he got enough, then ripped us on ex-crew chief, did come to our managing director of the NASCAR Cup Series, Brad Moran, and say, "My bad, we did get that wrong."